Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. Now, I think you probably know that this is being, though Javed can tell me how this is being conveyed to the region at the moment, is that how they're able to get it obviously later as on the web, but how is it coming to them today, right from now? Good. Thank you. I knew that. Just checking. See, I'm not, I think I might have been better in the Victorian classroom. I just wanted to take a minute out now to announce this year's winner of the Vice-Chancellor's Award for Learning and Teaching. I want to say, though, before I do, that we have in the room with us the two previous winners of this award, which is wonderful, which tells us a little bit about how we chose the right people, because they're still interested, even though they got the award and they got the money. So Professor Arvind Patel, who was the inaugural winner, is sitting in the front row, absolutely wrapped in attention. Thank you very much for coming here. And the second winner was Dr. Rajni Chand, and she's sort of located in the middle of the pack here, and she got that a couple of years ago. And the third, I think that what's interesting about Rajni and today's winner is that they're both star trainers. They both stepped up to learn how to really help us with the total academic strategic total academic review of all things academic, learning and teaching and assessment particularly. And today's winner is an exceptional individual who had actually put in his application before, but he took advice, which is that he didn't hit Criterion 5. And Criterion 5 said that you needed to have demonstrated you have reflected on your teaching and written about it, thought about thinking, really, written about teaching. And he stepped up and he did that. And I have the greatest admiration for Dr. David Rahindra, who is a very special man. So let's hear it for him. He was a reluctant star trainer because it's like you always ask a busy person if they've got time to do something. He had a truckload of stuff on his plate. He was not keen, but he has become the greatest devotee of this way. He said it's improved his thinking and his teaching, and the students have responded. It's made his planning so much easier, and it fitted him very much for his new post, which is the Associate Dean of Planning and Quality in FSTE. He is a delight to work with. He is working presenting at a food security conference in the Netherlands. Now, if there's anything that's more important to the South Pacific than food security, I'm not sure what that would be. So he is exempted from today. He will have a special ceremony and meet with the Vice-Chancellor next week and get a photo and all of those other things. I've told him that I will ably spend his $5,000. He doesn't need to worry about that getting in the way of his future plans. So a big party later at David's expense. Right. So for everybody, he came. It was stiff competition, I have to say, but he was the unanimous choice. We had as the Vice-Chancellor's nominee as an external judge, Sally Kift, who spoke here last year, and she spoke so highly. She said you should be very proud of having the quality of people and the applications that we got. But David was out there ahead, and he won it fair and square. So I'm very pleased to formalise that, and we'll get the pictures taken next week. Thank you. So now the next thing is to introduce our guest speaker, who you've got a bit of a bio here, so I won't go over that, except to say that, if you go into history as a person who named something, that's fairly special, especially as you did that in a sort of a midnight Skype or with George Siemens, and we were looking for a leader in the field, and Javed knows everybody in this field by name, and now he sits at the feet of the gods. But he suggested George Siemens, and George said, I can't be there, but I have someone who can be there and who's even better than me at this, and that's yet to be proven. But we are very. I was thrilled that Dave was prepared to make this trek. He, apart from having two jobs, which is moving into a much more administrative role at Prince Edward Island University at the moment, doing many of the things we're doing, first year experience and a whole lot of other things. He's also the president, and I'm going to not muck this up, so I'm going to read it. EdActive Technologies, so he's doing that in his private time. But he's also supporting a partner who's doing a PhD and he has 2 small kids. So we all know what all that does. That means that you have sleep is optional. And so when he said he was prepared to have a full day of meetings and a dinner out after 36 hours of flight, I thought, he's experienced in this stuff. He comes to us as the person who first named the massive online open course thing, and has now moved on from that in sense of how do we make that even more accessible to more people, and how do we use all of these technologies to engage and sustain people's interest, and so that they come out knowing and being able to do more than they could at the beginning, because that is the acid test of any learning experience. If there's not much learning going on and it can't be transferred to other environments, then it's just absorption. And it will, as you know, and that's why this needs to be interactive over this next couple of days or day and a half, is that about a week, or I think it's about a month after a lecture, about 17% of information is retained, and it's downhill from there. So lecture doesn't cut it as a way to learn. And so tell us about other stuff, Dave. And I understand he's fanatical about this Dave stuff. David is way too formal. Thanks. There you go.